all right ครับใครที่เข้ามาแล้วนะครับเดี๋ยวเราไปเช็คชื่อก่อนแล้วกันนะฮะ all right to those of you just zoom in right now it's time for all of you to check the attendance all right yeah so I think all of you joining the Zoom already, right? So for today's class, we are going to study for class number 6 ECP, career, English for career preparation here, right? So let me check that. Is there any group presentation for today? If you have, just raise your hand for me, please.
Yes, group
Right.
B02 presentation.
Okay, good. All right. So let me check first. If you're ready to listen for your friend presentation เดี๋ยวลองกด1เข้ามาให้อาจารย์นิดหนึ่งนะครับIf the team presentation ready for online presentation, I'm going to stop my screen first. And if you're ready, you just share your screen here. It's okay. So if you're ready, you can start.
Hello everyone. Today our group gonna present about grammar, adjective, adverbs, and comparison. First, let's start with adjective from TOEIC exam. For the first question, she was always complaining about something, and I'm beginning to find her complaints greater. So this question, the answer is number 2, annoying, because it is adjective, and there is the word better, which is adverb, better to explain annoying further. Therefore, the meaning of number 2 is correct and the function of the word is also correct. Number 1 is verb, annoy. Number 3 is adjective but feel annoyed. And number 4 is to book verb infinitive. Next. Number 2, seeing that the students hadn't done their homework, the teacher grew. The answer in this question is number 3, angry, because angry is adjective, feeling angry after the main verb grew. As for the number 1, it is verb, and item 2 is anger is noun. Next. For question 3, the first witness version of the accident was quiet from the second witness version. The answer is question 2, different, because different is adjective following verb to be was, and having adverb quiet to explain. As for question 1, it is verb differ. Question 3, difference is noun. And question 4, differently is adverb. Next. Number 4, the result was that the company's profit margins could be improved by increasing sales. The answer is B, predictable. Because before the space there is an article, and after the space there is now result, following indicating that adjective is needed to explain that noun. The motto for observing adjective is to choose words that end in able. Next. Question 5. One of many benefits of hiring employees who are really is that they suggest better solution. In this question, we choose number C, because before the space there is verb to be are, in who are really, and therefore you must answer adjective itself. However, you will not answer number B, creation, which is the noun. And next is about
Next is about comparisons. The first one, the list of contributors is more than one. The answer is the current done. We know immediately that this is a comparative because there is the word more integration, and it is followed by an adjective or adverb that we need to add. When we have more, we don't need to add er after it, but the comparative must include than. So this is only one answer with EC. Second, it's easy to transfer a document by email than fax. The answer is D, faster. We know that this is a comparative of two things because there is the word than education. The adjective we need to add is fast, which has only one syllable and is not an irregular comparative. So just adding er is enough. Thus, Sunrise Manufacturing is manufacturer of farming equipment in the nation. The answer is D, the largest. These are not about the superlative because they are not comparing two things. We must add the adjective last, which has only one syllable and is not irregular comparative. So just adding est is enough, but keep in mind that the superlative must include the before the adjective or adverbs. So the answer is D. Fourth, the new headquarters is than the old ones. The answer is B, more expensive. Because after the space that have than with its comparison, so words with more or words with er must be used with this kind of questions. Fifth, the EN chemical industry is the manufacturing company in the world. The answer is the largest because they do in the front of the space with it as superlative, so we need to use most or words with EH. Next.
Next is the last one is the adverbs. First, Mike plays guitar very good, but he sings so that I just want him to stop. The answer is gonna be 3 is badly, because badly is an adverb and really bad is a adjective, bad is an adjective, and number 4, very badly is also adverb, but we have so that can be modified badly, so we don't want the valley to modify badly too. So the answer gonna be 3 is a badly. Second, this book is written, but the ending is so sad. The answer gonna be 4, the beautifully, because beautifully is an adverb that modifies the written, that the book is right so good. That's how the ly after the word beautiful is gonna be number 4. Yeah. Third, why don't you quit the job? Your boy is a psycho. The answer gonna be number 2. Seriously, because number 2 is the adverb that can begin at the sentence. So we use the adverb to modify and explain the all of the sentence by begin the sentence. Fourth, staff meeting are held in the conference room because the conference room is packed with necessary equipment. The answer is gonna be C, always, because the conference room have all of the equipment, so there's gonna be always in the meeting in the conference room. And the last one, she checks her voicemail. I have been leaving message in her voice for a month, yet there is no response. So the answer gonna be C, never. Because if she check her mail, she gonna be have a response, but has no response, so she never check her mail. So thank you for your attention.
All right, thank you for a group presentation here. Yeah, just make sure that you submit me the PDF file into the line group นะ PDF file sorry ส่งตัว PDF นะฮะตัวนำเสนอของเราลงไปในไลน์กลุ่มด้วยได้กันนะครับ All right, thank you so much for a group presentation. So it talks about adjective, adverb, right, and comparison. So basically for the adjective, it can be found in different ways and it plays before now, right? So sometimes like the adjective can be, the form of the adjective can be ing or even ed, past participle too. So we have to identify the correct form in order to make sure that we can correct the suitable answer in that context. Okay. All right. So for an adverb is about like it is very easy for all of you to notice, and I would say that it's about like we have to see or look at the sentences, right? Just because it seems to be confusing if we are not going to take closely. So all in all, thank you so much for your presentation. And again, right, just make sure that you send me a PDF file into the line group in order to make sure that you're done for a group presentation on a weekly basis. That's it. โอเคไหมฮะโอเคพิมพ์โอเค13 คนตอนนี้ all right okay so moving to the second part for today class is about like what is that think about it. So basically it is a flow for all of you to say something on the speaking activity here. I can say that from the following questions you have to choose just only one out of two. The first one is that what do you think about recent time underestimate the influence of little things? And second is that what do you think about the key learning something new is a part of mastering a new skill? So here is about like a self-improvement. I'm going to say that I just want to hear for all of you, and I'm going to give you for 5-minute preparation. Is that okay? And once you're ready, you can turn on the microphone here. โอเคไหมเดี๋ยวให้เวลา5 นาทีนะครับแล้วก็เราก็ดู A กับ B นะชอบข้อไหนก็เลือกมาข้อนั้นแล้วก็เปิดไมค์รอนะครับเดี๋ยวเราไปพิมพ์ perfect ในไลน์กันโอเค All right, I think some of you may ready, right? If you're ready, just choose one of two and then respond for this question here. You can turn on the microphone here. Mhm.
For me, I choose B
Mhm.
because I think it is 100% true. The key of learning, because learning is what makes us upgrade our skills and make us realize that we can be good at things we never knew before.
Mhm. I see. Right, just type perfect into that line group. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So one of
May,
yeah,
may
yeah, hate. Yeah.
I should a about like we sometimes underestimate the influence of little things. I
Mhm.
think it's a true situation that happening. That's all happening. Yeah, like in my life. Like for example, like we always think that grammar is doesn't matter.
Mm.
Whatever we can just we think that speaking is the most important part, but you cannot deny that the grammar is the most important part to learning and improving your skills, that you cannot underestimate this kind of skill.
I see. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type perfect into that line group. Ah, perfect. Come along. Great.
May I share my opinion?
Yep.
Okay, I also choose the first question.
Mhm.
We should not underestimate for a little things because
Mm.
maybe it could change your life. Like you,
Mm.
sh- maybe like you should not underestimate yourself, or you just think that you no need to read a book or like behave like that, because it could, if you underestimate it, it could be a problem later when
Ah,
you take a test. Yeah.
I see. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type perfect into that line group, please. Great. Thank you so much for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyone want to share? Just turn on the microphone and then talk, talk, talk. Okay. There is no right or wrong, just because it's about opinion. Yeah, good.
For me, I should A. I think it's the fact that more of people like underestimate the influence of the little things because it's just a little thing, right? So many people miss it, like, and maybe in the future it can be like have a problem about the little things of this one. So I think many people underestimate is yes.
I see. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type perfect into that line group.
Can I?
Yep.
But do you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Yep.
Okay. I chose A, and in my opinion, I think some of people think that if they want to do something they want, but do it big is not their way, so they give up. But I have heard about 21-day theory. It's about try to do something new in 21 day, and it's gonna be your routine. It's like if you don't like to exercise, right? We just do for 10 minutes per day, but do it every day, just 10 minutes. So it's gonna be your routine, and you feel like you want to do it more. It's like you do a little things, but the result is big.
I
That's my
see.
opinion.
Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type perfect into that line group, please. Anyone want to share, just feel free to share because, yeah, go ahead.
Can I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For me, I choose the brief questions about the key of learning something new is a part of mastering a new skills. I
Mm-hmm.
agree with that because if you not try to learn something new, you can come out of your comfort zone or your safe zone, and that will not help you, to go up in the future. So I think we have to keep educating ourselves and trying new things so that you will know that you're capable of change and grow. And that's will you let you open to a new opportunities in life.
All right, thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type perfect into that line group. Anyone want to share, feel free to share. It's a floor, an opportunity for all of us to share to each other. And just turn on the microphone. There is no right, no wrong. Just speak up. Even you speak short or long, it's fine. I'm okay with that. Okay? Mm.
Can I?
Yep.
I should A.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are many times when people underestimate the little thing because they think it's not important, but sometimes those little things can make us achieve big things as well. Therefore, I think we should not always overlook the little thing.
All right. Thank you so much, so much fun for all of us to share the ideas to each other, right? Just make sure that you type perfect into that line group. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just want three more students, please, because we can move to the other section for today class too. So I can say again that we're gonna have two sessions for speaking parts. The first one is that a self-motivation, self-improvement, or general broad that can cultivate your positive mindset here. So this is floor for think about it. And the second part is that talk and share is specified to the realm of English language teaching. I mean, for the TOEIC test, so you have to come up with the idea that is relevant to the TOEIC preparation test here, right? So if you ready for a second, let me check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? I think it's enough for all of us to done for this kind of activity. Is that okay? Maybe move to second one, right? Everyone type 2 for me, please. All right, so for this one is a little bit challenging and a little bit discuss on detail. I'm going to say that you have to see for the third following questions here. The first one is deal with critical thinking. Second, still critical thinking, but you have to see that what kind of aspect they can share here, right? Again, right, just choose only one out of 3 and then see what you can share to your classmate here. Again, right, for this part is related to the way that we have to talk about TOEIC exam, right? Do you think it is essential to use critical thinking in a TOEIC test preparation? How? Are you familiar with active analyzing, synthesizing, or evaluating information in the context of TOEIC test preparation? How does critical thinking allow test taker to analyze and identify key information from listening passages, reading tests, and questions here? Or even if you wish to respond for the third question here, how does critical thinking help you make logical connections between ideas, critically evaluate options and choose appropriate responses? Any other form of critical thinking skill which are crucial to effectively interpret complex information in a limited time frame, enabling test taker to achieve such a better or high score in the TOEIC realm exam, right? Okay, again, right? Just make sure and read it carefully before you choose it. You can choose one out of 3. And if you want to say something here, just turn on the microphone and share, right? I'm going to give you for 5 minutes first, just because it's a little bit detailed. You have to find out for some information first, and then try to connect, mainly focus on TOEIC test and then critical thinking here. Is there any relevant, is there any relationship that you have to process or even use it for your exam preparation here, right? Okay, อันนี้ให้เวลา5 นาทีนะครับจะยากนิดนึงนะแต่ว่าอยากให้เราแชร์นะครับผม All right. I guess some of you are ready, right? Okay, good. Go for it.
I would like to share my ideas on the third question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For me, when I take a test, like I use critical thinking to help
Mm-hmm.
me to make my logical connected
Mm-hmm.
between like my ideas and trying to evaluate the options, because for me it's like you use critical thinking when you're reading the text.
Mm-hmm.
You may guess, you may guess the choice, like
Mm-hmm.
give it some question like what do you think that the writer are feeling, something like that. You can guess the feeling
Mm-hmm.
of the writer, yeah, because it have to use your experience
Mm.
a little, yeah. So but the critical thinking is like you analysis the text and use like trying to use your experience and the data that you got from the text to process it, becoming a solution, yeah.
I see your point
Something.
here. Mm-hmm. Right. Thank you so much for your sharing. It is type fantastic. Fantastic into the line group, just because it's a little bit detailed and challenging for all of us to have responding to this question here. Thank you again. One of your friends just said that just because when we process or cultivate or even use this critical thinking and put into practice when it comes to have the real exam day, you have to use it just because you can predict something beforehand. Especially when it comes to have a cause and effect into the test or reading test, and you can imagine and understand the feeling of the writer intended to have this kind of like a written take into the TOEIC test too, right? So here it's all about like we have to prepare just because it is about timing test that we have to make sure that we can do it in time. So I would say that it is very important to use some kind of thinking skill and then put into practice here. All right. Thank you so much for sharing here. Anyone want to share? Maybe 2 or 3 students can share. You can choose number 1 or number 2 or even number 3. Yeah, go ahead.
I choose number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just because critical thinking can help you analyze and understand the context of the question, identify key information, and even make more informed choice when answering.
Mm-hmm. Great. Thank you so much, this time. Fantastic, right? For a second part of discussion or talking and sharing here, you can type fantastic. So one of your friends just said that critical thinking play a crucial role to handle with the difficulties in the TOEIC exam. So basically, we have to understand that the TOEIC exam is about like listening comprehension as well as reading comprehension here. So if we use some kind of critical thinking, we can guess, we can predict, or we can expect something that is might be the correct answer from what you have responding to that test, right? Okay, great. Anyone want to share? There is no right or wrong, so don't be shy. Just share the idea if you wish to do so. You don't have to say. You don't have to say long, or you don't have to say chart. Just say it, and then we can clarify or elaborate for more if it happens to your own understanding here. Mm-hmm.
I will
Ven cẩn.
Yep.
Okay. I will answer number 1.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think it's not that necessary, but it can be useful. It can be effective for people who are going to have TOEIC test. I think it's useful with the test, like the instruction or the strategy of each part of the test. Like the people will have the ability to analyze exam easily. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Great. Thank you so much for sharing. Just type fantastic, please. Next, please.
I choose number 1 too.
Mm.
For me, I think it is valuable and essential to use critical thinking in TOEIC tests. Like, for my opinion, I use it for analyzing reading comprehension passage to focus with main idea and find supporting detail like that.
All right, thank you so much for sharing. And then Todd, fantastic into that line group. All right, so yeah, one of two of your friends just said that the critical thinking here, it doesn't mean that it is necessary or necessitate to test of a TOEIC exam, but it might be useful or giving some such advantage to you. I can say that I can conclude 3 ideas that it's about tactic or even a tip and strategy for doing such an exam, meaning that you can do the test properly and quickly if you use thinking skill or critical thinking. And then if you read for a long passage, for example, like for reading comprehension, right? And sometimes you may face a lot of detail or information in that reading text. And then if you have to find out the main idea immediately or promptly at that talk, you need to use a critical thinking as a hand in hand and go along with the way that you can do the test properly here. So it is essential and it is very useful for all of us to process such a critical thinking into a TOEIC test here. Great. Thank you so much for all of you to share the ideas together. Anyone want to share? Share.
Can I?
Yep.
I choose the first one. I think critical thinking is essential in TOEIC test preparation.
Yep.
Because it helps to analyze and understand complex questions, identify key information, and make the right decision about answers.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for sharing here. Just fantastic into that line group. Yeah, just because yeah, it seems to all of us that you say yes to use this kind of thinking skill and then put into practice while you're preparing for a TOEIC test, right? Anyone want to share? Just because I can see like someone turned on the microphone there. Is that right? Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah, good.
Okay, yeah. Give me 1 moment. I like to choose the first question. I think it's very, very essential to use critical thinking in TOEIC test preparation. Not just the TOEIC test preparation. It's everything that we do in our life that we have to use thinking. We have to use the brain into make appropriate responses, because like the idiomatic that goes say thinking twice. That means that you have to think carefully before doing something, because we have to use our brain into make logical response and choose the most appropriate response that you think that is the right thing to do it. It's the same to in TOEIC test preparation, because if the proposition that we have to do into solving problem, they can trick you into thinking that we have to use this gamma into solving this problem, but in reality, we have to use the other gamma into solving. So I think that we have to use critical thinking into its test preparation.
All right, thank you so much for your sharing. Just fantastic into that line group. Everyone of you is great and awesome, I can say. All right, so yeah, so it's about like the way that we have to use it and process and cultivate it when it comes to have a real exam day, right? Especially when it comes to have a TOEIC exam. I would say that critical thinking can be vary from time to time, and it depends on the individuality. I mean that the person can use this kind of technique, but the other person may use in the different techniques too. All in all, we have to make sure that we have got the main issue. I mean, we have got the main idea from the list, from both listening and reading text. Just because thinking skills might play such you know, an integral part toward the way that we can practice a language, especially for English language, right? And when it comes to have a detailed information in the reading text, it is crucial for all of us to use thinking skill to predict something before we get the right answer to the right track here. Thank you so much fun for all of us today. Anyone want to share?
Can I?
Yep.
I show the first question too. So I think it's important for the TOEIC test and another test too. Because we have the limit time, right? So we have to like carefully thinking about the answer that we have to answer it, right? And we have to think about the context and analyze it. So it's it would be like straight through situations, so we can use the critical thinking about this one in the limit time. So it would be helpful about this one.
Ah, see. Thank you so much for your sharing. Yes, it's a great and fantastic for all of us today. Right, just type fantastic into that line group. Just make sure that you got fantastic here. Great. So yeah, I think so. I do believe that thinking skill is a kind of we have to think about it. Even you don't have any tutorial classes, but when it comes to practice by your own or individualize something, internalize your own comprehension or understanding from the test, you need to use a critical thinking or even thinking skill here. So I think it is necessary for some reason too. Yep. Me, anyone want to share? Just turn on the microphone. There is no right or wrong, right? Just share and then we can learn to each other. I do believe that sharing is learning. Learning is sharing, I can say. Fantastic นะ fantastic เข้ามาเลยนะครับรู้สึกนี่เก่งมากอันเนี้ยมีคนพูดเยอะมากเมื่อเช้าไม่ถึงขนาดนี้ alright เก่งนะฮะalright I think it's enough for all of you if you talk for more maybe it's a redundancy or repetitive for the person who have already been talking already, right? Okay, so I think that is enough for you. I would say that you have to type 3 in order to move on. Moving on to the next part is about like a list reading out loud. So basically I'm going to give you, this is kind of practice floor. I just want you to see the main idea. So we're gonna have like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. If you can have the idea, just only one sentence, right? One sentence. You can write just only one sentence, but you have to read it first. I'm going to timing just only for 1 minute. Okay. Once you finish, just write it into the chat box. หมายถึงว่าเขียนส่งเข้ามาในแชทบ็อกซ์เลยนะครับเดี๋ยวให้เวลา timing 1 นาทีเราเริ่มที่ 1 ก่อนมีทั้งหมด 5 passage we're gonna have like 5 passages in order to make sure that you got the main point or you got the main idea from the context here. Just write only one sentence again. Just write only one sentence. There is no much more sentence, but I just want you to get just only one sentence here. That's it. Okay. If you're ready, I'm going timing now. 1, 2, 3, go. ให้เวลา 1 นาทีนะฮะมาฮะใครได้แล้วก็พิมพ์เข้ามาเลย All right, thank you so much, computer service complaint. Great. Just because when it comes to have the real understanding from this kind of take, you have to use skimming and scanning, right, in order to make sure that you got the main point here. Thank you for calling computer service, your neighborhood computer share and repair service. Is your computer giving you a problem? So I can say that you just focus on the first sentences or even the last sentences in order to make sure that you got the main point. Anyway, in each paragraph or in each take, it may find, the main idea in different forms. So for this one is that it's about like a problem that is related to computer service. Thank you so much for your kind cooperation. Moving to second one. Okay. Second, I'm going to timing you for 1 minute. Just because why timing just only 1 minute, just because when it comes to have the real exam day, you have a limited time, I can say, in order to make sure that you can finish it by 1 minute, you have to do it and practice it together here. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. If you got the answer, just type it. All right, someone said here is about book promotion tour. Great. So basically it's about like giving a speech, right? Giving a talk with a book promotion, or it's a kind of like orientation, or even it's speech delivery in that seminar or things like that. It is a part of business context here. Right. There is no right or wrong, but I just want to make sure that you got the main idea. The main idea for this kind of happen here. Great, introduce the first lecture in the series. Thank you so much for your trying to collaborate each other here. Thank you. Next, please. Timing 1, 2, 3, go. All right, let me see. Okay, that's correct. Since the chair. Yeah, just because it's about like how to develop of ES sit deck chair, right? So it's about like advertising or even promoting something here. Great, thank you so much for your sharing the idea here. Just because I do understand that you can write in a different way, but what I want from you is that you have to pitch into the main point here. Whatever you understood is fine to write in a different way. Great, thank you so much. Two more passages here. I have number 4. Timing now, 1, 2, 3, go. Great. Let me check. Let me see. Food and nutrition. Yeah, so just because it is a part of travel itinerary or travel flight accommodate, which is really focused on the flight attendant or flight services, right? Industry here. And it talks about health diet, right? Or even like just provide accommodation, which is can ease for some people who work in a flight industry here. Great. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Next, please, the last one. 1, 2, 3, go. Let me check. Let me see. All right. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Yeah, it's about like weather update, right? Okay, so it means that forecast something. Yeah, so you can listen from the radio recording, right? Or even like for spoken communication too. I would say that okay, this is all of a part of listening comprehension for part 4, right? I'm going to give you a link in order to practice listening test as a homework here. Is that okay? โอเคนะโอเคพิมพ์โอเคนิดนึงเดี๋ยวส่งลิงก์ไปในไลน์นะครับแล้วก็ทำเป็นการบ้านเพราะว่าจะจบเร็วกว่าเวลาประมาณครึ่งชั่วโมงให้เราtiming ลองฝึกทำดูนะฮะโอเคเบรกก่อนนะครับ15 นาทีเดี๋ยวเจอกันประมาณสักบ่าย 2:40 เป็นยังไงบ้างใครยังอยู่บ้างครับ anyone here so if you're here just type yes for me please พิมพ์ yes นิดนึงเดี๋ยวเราต้องมาเรียนให้จบแล้วนะครับ everyone is ready right มาฮะเริ่มเปิดฟลอร์เลย1 2ใครตอบได้พิมพ์คำตอบเข้ามาเลยsoftware developer investigated the latest problem ตอบข้อไหนดี I just have already still like I have yet ตอบ C นะฮะโอเคมีคนอยู่ไหมเนี่ย ดีมากนะครับไปทำข้อ2ครับข้อ2ว่ายังไง at the 7 international ballet competitions ข้อนี้ตอบอะไรดีอะ to be awarded be award that awards แล้วก็ should be awarded winning to ใช่ไหมฮะ winning to ต้องเป็น to be awarded ตอบ A ครับใช่ไหมทุกคนทันนะหมายถึงว่าso basically it's about like we have to see the win win one winning things like that to have followed by to right to be awarded to be award or should be awarding here so the answer we go for A just because it talks about what you need to come up with two right one to be awarded that's it ครับต่อนะ3และ4ครับวันนี้20ข้อเลยเรื่อยๆครับทำทีละ2ข้อcommercial builder downplay เป็น verb ใช่ไหมฮะเพราะฉะนั้นเราต้องการ noun ข้อไหนดี concerning concern that concern about ต้องเป็น concern of นะครับตอบ A ต่อนะ most amphibians hide from age late in the water and moist ground and begin life water dwelling larvae such as to be แล้วก็ are ต้องเป็น as เนาะตอบ B boy ครับต่อครับ5และ6 strong export in driving first quarter growth rising 35% from the earlier play an important role ตัวเดียวกันถูกไหมใช่ปะเพราะฉะนั้นข้อนี้ต้องเป็น A นะฮะเราพิมพ์เข้ามาได้นะใครที่ตอบได้เนี่ยก็สามารถพิมพ์เข้ามาได้เลยไม่ผิดครับ Of all the economic important plans farm has been ข้อนี้ต้องการเป็น the least studied is that right เป็น passive ใช่ปะมาครับ7 และ 8ครับอยู่ข้อ7ตอบ A ใช่ไหมครับอันนี้เป็น will encourage growth in the export market that's correct พิมพ์ A 8ครับ8best known diffuses nebula which can be seen ถูกต้องครับเป็น which can be seen เพราะเป็น relative clause เก่งมากต่อครับ20 ข้อนะฮะทำเรื่อยๆทำทีละ2 ข้อได้คำตอบปุ๊บก็พิมพ์เข้ามาเลยมีคนตอบ C although ได้ไหมถ้าเกิดว่าเราให้ although เนี่ยส่วนใหญ่ although มันจะเป็น although ขึ้นก่อน although he is doing great he's still failing สมมุตินะครับ although เนี่ยมันจะเปิดประโยชน์ลักษณะนั้นทีนี้ให้เรา detect ที่ตัว semicolon ตัวนี้นะครับตัว semicolon ตัวนี้เนี่ยเราจะตามด้วย but หรือว่า yet หรือว่า however นี่เองเราต้องไปเทียบนะครับว่าตัวไหนเท่ากับ however ซึ่งคำตอบลงไปที่ A ทุกคนพิมพ์ A ครับอาจจะยากนิดนึงนะตัวเด็กไม่เป็นไรครับ It's okay, right? Just because we have to notice on the semicolon here, which is a punctuation, that is very important to see the grammar feature or the sentence level here. I understand that if you put order here, you cannot even use semicolon here, just put the comma. But if the structure would be like that, it needs for us to understand that the text here or conjunction here must be yet or even but. Or even however here. So the answer will go for A. That's it. ไปที่10ครับนี่มีคนตอบถูกนะครับ animal เป็น noun นะครับตัวที่ใกล้กว่าคือ married แล้วก็ตัวสุดท้ายคือ minute อันนี้เป็น word order นะฮะ It is a form of word order. So meaning that if you put a noun here, right, the last one, and then before that, we need an adjective. But anyway, we have to see that the adjective can be described in different way. The first clause to that noun, it means that it can be described in that sense, meaning that animal, marine would be in sea, right, sea level, and then small sea animal, it would be like that. So everyone type B for me, please. ครึ่งทางแล้ว10แล้ว11แล้ว12ครับcommittee is concerned about the services targeted at senior, so they are recommending a special study. So here we can see like which is targeted, right, at senior. It means that we need now here. เราต้องการ now ครับ service เป็นคำตอบตอบ B บ่อยเก่งมาก ข้อ12ตอบอะไรครับตอบ deduct หรือเปล่า implementation ไหมโอเคสำหรับข้อนี้เนี่ยเราต้องมอง structure ดีๆคือเจ้าตัว noun เนี่ยมันไล่ตั้งแต่ the newly something employee parking when it comes to see this kind of parking it's not that a person so we have to understand that it is something right a parking lot changes are unfortunate so we have to see the employee parking here is not that a person meaning that what we need here as an adjective must be done by something here. So here we can see that implemented would be the answer. Is that right? Just because if we use implementing meaning is action ongoing, but what we need here is that just something has been done to each other. So the answer would go for A. ทุกคนพิมพ์ A ครับไปครับ13และ14 Great. A new photocopier of the department can be purchased as soon as possible. The forms are submitted, not before. So here we can see like the sentence structure here intended to portray or even propose the meaning in a different way, right? So I can say that this one would be like that, not before, which is contradict to each other here. ตอบ C นะฮะทุกคนพิมพ์ C ตัวนี้ข้อไหนดี responsibility mutual responsibility partner responsibility relative responsibility couple responsibility so here we can see the possible answer first partner relative or couple which is take place for the person or individuality is that right it's not that responsibility which is abstract form so I can say that the answer we go for mutual responsibility ตอบ A ครับพิมพ์ A ทันนะเพราะว่าที่เหลือมันเป็นคนเนี่ย partner relationship อะไรพวกนี้นะฮะโอเค15 16ครับอีก4ข้อมา Great. She was consulting with someone in her office when she was something here. So here we can see like the first form of that sentence that was consulting, which is agent is going to do something and it happens in the past time, right? And we can see that when we put when here to connect for two sentences, I can say that you have to see that the the form of a passive or even it happen to the active form, right? I can say that when we look at by here, we need past participle, which is adding with ed, interrupted would be the answer here. ทุกคนครับพิมพ์ B ลองดูข้อ16ครับผม the candidate spent a lot money. So we need a lot of money, right? Amount of money to attract the voters during the recent election campaign. Exactly, exorbitant, exerted, extended. ตอบข้อไหนดี B-boy เก่งมากครับ just because we need meaning in context, right? I can say that we just put a lot money, that's it. And we have to see that which one is closest to the lot in terms of meaning here. So the answer we go for B-boy, exorbitant, that's it. ไปครับ16และ17 18 19เฮ้ยเดี๋ยวนะทำไมมันไปไวจัง ไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไร Okay. ลองดูนะ19และ20ครับผม It seems that new office equipment will be delivered to fourth floor conference room by 9 a.m. Unlikely, unlikely, dislike. Unlikely, right? So just because unlikely here, it seems to for all of us to be at first I can say that it looks like an adverb, right? Just because it's a plus IY here. But it seems to all of us that misunderstanding a bit just because like it seems here must be plus with an adjective, right? Seem interesting, seem plausible, seem unrealistic, whatever here. So here it's been like we have to see that the context it might be placed the right one to the right fit here, right? So unlikely is the answer, the correct answer here. Everyone type B for me, please. Can be anything. Baby. ข้อสุดท้ายแล้วตอบข้อไหนครับ So we can see from the last question here, project manager makes sure that all project tasks are assigned equally around the project stuff. A, compliment, B, boy, complaint, C, cat, commanding, and C, cat here, competent. So basically we have to understand that this context, it seems that we need something here in a professional way. Is that right? Professional project manager. So what we need to see is that which vocabulary here that could be fit in terms of meaning here. D dot here, that's correct, competent. ทุกคนครับตอบ C ตอบ D แล้วแหละนะ commanding นี่แปลว่าแบบบังคับใช่ป่ะ complain ก็คือบ่นไม่เกี่ยวนะฮะ compliment แปลว่าส่งเสริมอย่างก็ได้นะครับ clear ไหมเอ่ย clear พิมพ์ clear นะเดี๋ยวไปทบทวนนะครับก็เป็นข้อสอบ midterm final ไปนะครับ challenge ทำไหมเอ่ย challenge สำหรับใครที่แบบเฮ้ยข้อสอบมันง่ายไปอยากได้ทรงยากๆก็มี option ให้เลือกนะฮะแต่ว่า skip ดีกว่าเดี๋ยวเราปวดหัว skip ไหมฮะใครอยาก skip พิมพ์ skip เพราะมันไม่ได้ออกข้อสอบนะฮะ มันเป็นโบนัสเฉยๆskip นะ okay ทีนี้so I can say that just because this is for your midterm exam text completion I'm going to let you do a bit I'm going to timing for you 3 minutes เดี๋ยวขอเวลาให้เราทำ3 นาทีนะอย่างที่แล้วมานั่นแหละนะครับก็คือให้เราฝึก practice เป็น floor practice ไปเดี๋ยวเริ่มทำที่4ข้อนี้ก่อนนะครับใครทำเสร็จแล้วเนี่ยก็ส่งคำตอบเข้ามาใน chat box ได้เลยนะครับอันนี้เป็นเรื่องของ text completion เป็นอย่างไรบ้างใครตอบได้แล้วพิมพ์เข้ามาเลยนะครับครับนี่เป็นทรงข้อสอบมิดเทอมเลยนะครับมี5 6 7 8นะเดี๋ยวรอเพื่อนๆเราตอบให้เสร็จก่อนแล้วเข้ามาเฉลยโอเคลองดูนะ BestLink Telecom recently upgraded its network and is offering high-speed internet in your area. We began delivering service blank on ถูกไหมon ก่อนตอบ C นะครับพิมพ์ C ทีนี้ดูคำถามก่อนก็ได้ improve guarantee demand receive improve guarantee demand receive สังเกตว่าคำถามตัว choice ที่เขาให้มาเนี่ยเป็นไง is different in terms of meaning right so what we need here we have to see the context when it comes to have a different meaning here I can say that you have to look at the context instead ลองไล่เช็คนะครับ best link fast and reliable service for the lowest cost. We promise to match the price in any competitor changing less than us. Improve, is that right? Improve ตอบ A พิมพ์ A ครับเกรดเกรดมีแค่เลขเดียวนะA O ต่อนะอยู่ทีนี้เวลาทำข้อสอบ insert sentence insert หรือว่า text completion เนี่ยต้องระวังต้อง double check นิดหนึ่งนะครับทิปของเราคือว่าพอเราอ่านเจ้าตัว sentence เนี่ยเราต้องอ่าน2 รอบแล้วก็ลองพยายามจับคู่ A B หรือว่า C D ไปนะฮะเช่นthis service is no longer available in your area your bill will vary based on your magnifier install this will cause the cost of computer to be cut and then our high-speed internet the service can't handle it at all right so here we can see that so in each sentence is quite different in terms of meaning here what we need here we have to see the context first and then put into the right blank in order to make sure you can double check you can reread again and again just because I would say for this kind of question it's kind of temptation for all of us to mislead I mean, you can try for the wrong answer instead of the correct one. แป๊บหนึ่งนะขอเช็คก่อน Whether you are downloading video or further sharing your work, able to it done in less time than ever, just because it improved something here, right? Our high-speed internet service can handle it. Just because it's imposed, it improved it already, right? So what we need here is that it's going to be great in terms of like it provides high-speed internet service to all of us again. So the answer we go for D. ตอบ D ครับลองพิมพ์ D สุดท้าย password statement demonstration แล้วก็ repair ข้อนี้เป็นข้อสอบคำศัพท์นะฮะก็ลองไปไล่ดูว่า text ต้องการอะไรนะฮะลองดูก็ไม่ยากนะ reduced rate will be reflected in year for following month นะฮะคีย์เวิร์ดของเราคือ following month เพราะฉะนั้นตัวนี้ต้องเป็น statement ใช่ไหม statement B boy ครับพิมพ์ B เลยครับพอได้นะหอมปากหอมคอนะฮะมีอีกนิดนึงอยู่ลองทำอีก3 ข้อทำด้วยกันแล้วกันนะครับ we have been something written กับ report เนี่ยเราจะใช้ใน written text นะครับซึ่งปกติเราจะถูกใช้ในอีเมลถ้าเป็น inform เนี่ยเราจะใช้ใน spoken หรือว่าแบบ she informed to me inform us something like that หรือว่า purpose ตัวนี้แปลว่านำเสนอดังนั้นในข้อนี้เนี่ยสังเกตว่ามันเป็น text ในเรื่องของอีเมลเนี่ยเราจำเป็นต้องใช้แค่ written กับ reported แต่ว่ามีการ report ว่ามี something change เกิดขึ้นดังนั้นข้อนี้ตอบ B boy ครับทันนะทีนี้ตัวที่สองที่เราต้องเช็คก็คือว่าตัว participle นะครับ participle มี2ตัวคือ ing กับ ed ให้เราจำง่ายๆก็คือว่าถ้าเป็น ed เนี่ยมันเกิดขึ้นไปแล้วและถูกทำให้เกิดตัวที่สองคือว่าถ้าเป็น ing คือ action ongoing ตัวเราทำเองทีนี้ต้องไปเช็คอีกทีหนึ่งว่าไอ้เจ้าตัวที่เขาพูดเนี่ยเขาพูดถึงคนหรือว่าสิ่งของถ้าเป็นสิ่งของให้เรานับเป็น ed ไปก่อนนะครับ specifically of HS library store due to arrive in Jakarta blah 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 March failed to arrive as scheduled ดังนั้นข้อนี้ถือว่าเป็นสิ่งของเนาะ failing หรือว่า failed ต้องเป็น failed เพราะว่าเราพูดถึงว่า it's happened already right ตอบ A ครับจะยากนิดหนึ่งนะครับและสุดท้ายครับ delay replace implemented กับ repair นะ repair when it is expected to arrive ตัวนี้เนี่ยเป็น hint ในการตอบข้อนี้เพราะฉะนั้นข้อนี้ต้องเป็น delay แล้วล่ะใช่ปะตอบ A ครับเก่งมากเก่งขนาดนี้ไปทำคำศัพท์ไหมฮะใครพร้อมไปทำคำศัพท์พิมพ์คำว่า bravo ก่อน bravo นิดนึงไปทวนด้วยกันนะไม่มีอะไรมากก็ it's all about like review recall and remember is that right so I would say sorry อะไรวะเนี่ย how can I go oh my technical problem a little bit lazy all right I can say this one shall we go? Well, we have studied so far, so I think we have come to a conclusion today for the last activity, which is related to vocabulary. All right, again, right, for vocabulary and function of speech, right, part of speech too. I can say that I just list the word that can be common for the TOEIC test. What you need to do is that you have to expand by looking at the synonymous word or synonym, right? Griffin, gesture, currently, gradually, good, hazardous, hesitation, hunter, harbor, and highly. That's it. Second, identification, imaginative, immediate. Is that right? Impatient, implacement, impression, improper, incentive, inclined, and then inclusion. Just write the word that be familiar with this kind of item here and move to 6.3. Inconvenience, indication, individuality. Right? Inexperience, individual, right? And then inflation, influential, installation, insurance แล้วก็ inquiry 30 นาทีเดี๋ยวให้เวลาสัก10 นาทีนะครับถ้าเราทำเสร็จแล้วเนี่ยเดี๋ยวเรามาปิด job before we go กันนะครับพอเราทำคำศัพท์เสร็จให้ทำไง done คูณ 3 done 3 time done ใช่ไหมtiming ครับ10 นาทีนะฮะเดี๋ยวสัก25เดี๋ยวมาเช็ค All right, someone done already, right? Okay, so now we have come to the last section for today class. I'm going to say that you have to create two meaningful sentences here, right? So we can see verb and collocation here. First of all, you have to choose one out of three first, and then you have to create the first sentence by using this and the second sentence by using this, and try to connect with connecting, for example, and or but so, or however, even though whatever you can choose, right? Okay, so the first is that committing murder or committing suicide. Second, do my homework or making my bed. Third one is that, and the last one is that give a presentation and give a speech. Okay, feel free to choose what you are going to you write, and then just speak up and share the idea to your classmate. Yep. ดันเข้ามาแล้วเก่งมากดีมากครับใครพร้อมที่จะออกจากซูมนะทำตัวนี้ before we go แล้วก็ once you finish and done for before we go just feel free to leave from the Zoom. Okay, you have a chance to do so.
Okay, I choose number 2.
Yeah.
I need to choose between doing my homework or making my bed.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing here. You can leave from the Zoom. Thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Next, please.
I should 3.
Yeah.
We should have public skill board giving a presentation to a corporate audience and giving a speech at community events.
All right. Thank you so much for your sharing here. See you next week. Bye-bye.
I choose number 3. I will give a presentation after the president finished to give a speech.
All right. Thank you so much for your sharing here. See you next week. Bye-bye.
For number 3, my friend has to give a presentation tomorrow, and she will definitely give a interesting speech.
That's great. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Yeah, see you next week. Bye-bye. Next, please.
Can I?
Yep.
I will make my bed after doing my homework.
Great. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Right, next, please.
May I ask about the first question, committing murder and committing suicide? Is this a noun, right?
Is a noun, is a phrase actually. Let's say like a phrase is not that a sentence, but it's not a single noun. Basically, if we see a noun, just only a single word, right? A single word. But if you put first and second, but it's still not a sentence we call phrase. So here it's about phrase. Yeah.
So if I create my sentence like the committing murder rate is higher. Is higher, but committing suicide rate is decreased. Is this all right?
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. While or however, right? So when it comes to have a committing murder, the proportion or percentage is quite high. However, committing suicide may go in different way or it is decreasing. That's it. things like that great thank you so much for your sharing
อาจารย์ครับ
ครับ
ผมขอพูดไทยนะครับ
ได้
ผมจะถาม
ได้
เรื่องงานกลุ่มว่า
ว่าไง
กลุ่มที่ 5นี้มันหัวข้ออะไรนะครับ
กลุ่มที่5หัวข้ออะไรดี
ผ
นะ
มลืมจดหัวข้อ
น่าจะเจอรอนปะเจอรอน infinitive
เจอลั่นใช่ไหม
แป๊บหนึ่ง
มั
นะ
น
เดี๋ยว
แค่เรื่องเดียวเหรอครับ
สักครู่นะฮะ
ได้ครับ
I just want to say เดี๋ยวเหมือนจะมีเซกหนึ่งส่งไปให้แล้ว เดี๋ยวส่งไฟล์ครั้งที่1ไปให้แล้วกันนะฮะในกลุ่มนะ เพราะว่า
ได้
มัน
ครับ
อยู่ในนั้นมันจะเพราะว่าอาจารย์ก็จำไม่แต่ว่ารู้สึกว่าน่าจะเป็นเจอรอนถ้าจำไม่ผิดแป๊บห
เหมื
นึ่
อง นผมมีจำได้ว่ามีอีกเรื่องหนึ่ง ผมลืม
มี
จด
3 เรื่องเหรอมี3เดี๋ยวแป๊บ
ไม่
นึง
แน่ใจว่าเจอลั่นกับอะไร
ของเราเซกอะไรนะเซก3เซก2และ3นะครับเซก2เนาะ
เรา02
โอเค
แล้วก็อาจารย์ครับเหมือนเพื่อนที่อยู่กลุ่มเดียวกับผมเขาจะ accept แล้วเขาก็เลยไม่ได้เข้าเหมือน ผมก็เลยไม่รู้ว่า ถ้าทำคนเดียวมันต้องทำกี่สไล
กี่
ด์ครับ
เรื่องอะไรอย่างเงี้ยใช่ไหมฮะ
ใช่เพราะว่าเหมือนเพื่อนอีกคนเขาแบบจะ accept อย่างเดียวเลย
อ๋อก็ทำทั้งเรื่องนั่นแหละ เพราะมันคือ
อ่า
คีย์ของ
แต่อาจจะ
presentative
ไม่ต้องพูดเยอะเท่า
ใช่
สอง
ไม่
สา
ต้อง
ม
พู
ค
ด
น
เยอะใช่แต่ว่าคือต้อง cover topic grammar ที่ควรจะ present เพราะว่ามัน
ได้
คือจ
ครั
ริงๆ
บ
แล้วกับ grammar มันทั้งหมดของ TOEIC ประมาณนั้นเองครับผมโอเคครับ see you next week bye
โอเค
bye
ขอบคุณมากครับ
ครับผม
แล้วอาจารย์มันพีวันไหนล่ะ
อะไรนะครับ
หมายถึงไอ้กลุ่ม 5
วิกหน้าได้เลย
อ๋อต่อจาก
หรือ
เพื่อน
ว่า
อะไรแบบนี้ก็ได้
ใช่เพราะว่าpresent เนี่ยพยายามทำให้อยู่ให้มันเสร็จแล้วกันก่อน
ว่าไง
midterm
ถ้า
จะ
พร้อม
ดี
ก็ได้เลยใช่ไหมครับ
ใช่ครับ
โอเค
ผม
ขอบคุณมากครับ
ครับสวัสดีครับ